Yeah, very careful. We are in the dealers.
Here's my new truck. It's a 2003 Chevy Silverado SS, and I've always wanted one of these trucks, like ever since they came out. I think I was like in middle school. And you might think, dude, cool, congrats, you finally got your truck. No, it's rough, it's in bad shape, but I paid very little for this, and not only does it have busted cladding, and let's see, a busted front bumper and faded headlights, you know, more destroyed cladding, faded roof, destroyed interior. Not only does it come with all of those features, but it actually has a blown up 6-liter in it. So yeah, this truck was this is probably the cheapest SS for sale that wasn't on Copart. So that being said, I bought it from the original owner. This truck has like 250,000 miles on it, and the title says 67 miles on it. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I figured let's pick it up. It's cheap enough. See if we can rebuild the engine, make it look a little bit better. Maybe, you know, do a little bit of budget go fast type stuff on it, and turn it into my dream truck, maybe. So let's dive into it, figure out what's going on with it. Oh yeah, look at that. So let's go ahead and pop the hood. Where is it? There it is. My. Just like I said, guys, mint condition, all original. Yeah, it is all original. I don't know about mint condition. So first things first, yeah, I mean, you know, the guy said it had a rod knock. Ugh. Okay. So, we're gonna put that back because it appears, it is massively overfilled with oil. So I don't know what that's about. You know, maybe he heard the rod knock and was just like, it's low on oil. And it was still knocking, and he was like, it's low on oil. Still knocking, low on oil. So, yeah, let's drain the oil and pull the oil filter and perhaps cut it up. And if there's a glitter party in there, this engine's coming right out. Yeah, that's the plan. All right, cool. So, yeah, let's drain the oil. But before I do that, I'm going to put some of this magic smell good juice in here so that I can see. Ooh. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and clean the heck out of this thing because I need to see what kind of condition the oil's in, and this is just going to obviously alter that. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and pop this drain plug. I have a feeling I know what's going on here. At least part of the equation, because that looks like Deck's cool. So I'm very excited to pull this. Let's see if I can get the camera going. Let's see. Does it smell like coolant? Looks like coolant. Ready? Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, that's why the dipstick was so massively overfilled. Let's see. All right, so obviously we have some sort of catastrophic failure. Cracked block, cracked head, blown head gasket. Still going to pull the oil filter and look for metal. But yeah, this engine is trashed. I mean, there's no fixing this, possibly at all. Let's find out. I'm sitting here reflecting, and I remember in the first video, I had a 6-liter with a 4L80 sitting right here, thinking, man, nobody wants this thing. Oh man, I wonder if this thing had a failed oil cooler, because that would explain coolant in the oil.
Okay, so other than it obviously being completely full of water, you would think... Is that metal? It's hard to say. yeah, I mean, I'm about to cut this open, but I don't see any like large chunks of anything. Because if this thing spun a rod bearing or spun, you know, a cam bearing or something, this thing would be like a glitter party. I'm about to open it up and we'll go from there, but it's possible it's okay. This looks totally fine. Okay, this is the oil filter. I mean, the filter in the wagon looks worse regularly. All right, little update. I took the fan shroud off, intake, moved the radiator hose out of the way, and I got a ratchet on the crank pulley bolt, and this thing turns over. So we have, a crankcase full of coolant, but a clean oil filter, and it turns over. I mean, do we put oil in it? Try and start it, see what happens? All right, it is the next day and we're back at it. I think I'm gonna try and get this thing running. And in order to do that, we need to go to the junkyard and find 2 fuel injectors. And yeah, I think I have like 30 minutes before they won't let me in. So let's go ahead and go over there. All right, LQ9, very convenient. Man, this thing is actually mint for a junkyard engine. And the truck was wrecked, so you know it was running. If my motor's bad, I might have to come get this. Sweet, got the injectors. Took 5 minutes. So, again, I got my eye on this thing. Real LQ9. Pretty clean. All right, sick, we're back. We're gonna put some fuel injectors in this thing. I'm gonna do a cooling system pressure test and kind of go from there. Figure out, if I want to put oil in it and try and get it running, or if this thing's just toast. So let's see where this goes. All right, so we have the oil cooler disconnected. It's hard to see. We have a pressure tester attached to the cooling system. There is water in the cooling system. So my thinking is, with the oil cooler out of the loop and the drain plug out of the oil pan, if I pressurize the system and water comes out of the drain plug, that means the engine's bad. Kind of simplifying this whole thing. So right now the drain plug is not dripping anything. So we're going to pressurize it and see if it starts. Crap. All right, so yeah, water is coming out of the oil pan under pressure. So the only way to completely definitively say that this thing is toast is to just remove the pressure and see the drip stop. All right, yeah, they've slowed down quite a bit. So I think it's safe to say that this thing's toast. All right, so I figured I would just pull the valve covers out, see if I saw any cracked casting type stuff. And yeah, that's what we found. So yeah, it's got coolant in the water because the block is cracked. And the block is cracked because it dropped a valve. So yeah, so much for the wishful thinking on the oil cooler. But at least we have a definitive answer here. Damn it. Okay. Maybe I will go get that Escalade engine. All right, it is the next day, and today it is gross and kind of rainy out, but we are still going to go to the junkyard and pull out that 6-liter. So I'm waiting for my buddy Zach to get here. I got to gather some tools, and I'm a little bit worried that I'm going to forget something. But yeah, grab some tools and head over to the junkyard, which is conveniently like 10 minutes from my house. So if worst case, I need to come back and get some tools, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, let's go for it. Hopefully this doesn't suck too bad. It is not an ideal day for this. And I am also sick. So it's like a freaking insult to injury type situation. Here we are pulling the freaking engine out of the Escalade. We got Zach, we got Bailey, dude.
Oh yeah, you need to cut that it's clear. Look.
Got the engine pulled out of the junkyard truck in like an hour and a half. Walking up to see if they'll help me with the forklift because there's no shot we're wheeling this thing all the way up here. All right, so got the engine out. As you can see, very, very clean, all things considered. This thing with a pressure wash will clean up very nicely. I mean, look at the back of the heads. A little bit of sludge here and there, but nothing crazy. The manifold bolts all came out. Nothing is too rotted. Oil pan looks clean. AC Delco filter. Block is good. No crazy rust anywhere. I mean, this is like the nicest Junkyard engine I've ever seen. So I'm very stoked on that. Yeah, man. We are doing it. All right, there it is. Getting loaded into the truck bed.
The chain's not hooked, is it?
Nope, we're good, dude. Of course, we got Zach's trailer over here with his IS300 just temporarily parked in the junkyard. Yeah, I'm hyped on that. Big IS300 1JZ guy. Literally big. Hell yeah, dude. All right, guys, it is the following weekend. The truck is still sitting here, completely broken, and guess what we're gonna start doing? No, not that. So the plan is to put that LQ9 from the Escalade in the junkyard into this. And guess what? I found out this has 145,000 miles on it. I ran the VIN, the Carfax, super clean, like a dealer maintained Escalade. I couldn't have lucked out any harder on that. So that's awesome. But yeah, we're gonna start yanking this thing apart. I'm gonna do my best to film as much as possible. And yeah, so let's get started. By the way, I failed to mention this earlier. The hood, which is in mint condition, I actually got from my buddy Mike. He sold this to me for 150 bucks. He is the man. I'm so stoked on this because I don't plan on painting this truck just yet, and this helped drastically. Okay, so in looking at this, right away, immediately, I'm gonna drain all the fluids. The oil's actually already drained. Most of the coolant drained with that, as you guys saw. But I'm going to pop the radiator hoses off. The fan clutch is pretty stuck on there. I'm going to try to get it off, but I don't have an air hammer. I might be able to just leave it on. We will find out. So drain the fluids, start disconnecting the exhaust, get the starter out, get the torque converter bolts out, start on the bell housing bolts, remove the wiring harness, yeah, get some of this excess stuff out of the engine bay, like this air box, and make the bulk of the wiring out of the way. The AC line's disconnected. Hopefully there's no charge. I will find out. What else? Oh yeah, motor mounts. After that, I'm pretty sure I could pluck this right out. So these LSs are pretty easy to remove. So I'm just gonna get started, and just like the first build, I'm gonna try not to get overwhelmed. I do this stuff pretty much solo. So, yeah, let's see what kind of time frame we can get this done within. I think we could get it out pretty quickly. All right, so I'm an idiot and realized that nobody could see anything I was doing. So let's go ahead and resume now that we can see everything. Yeah, I just had to zip tie a light to the hood real quick. And yeah, let's get at it. All right, so a bunch of guys asked me to be a little bit more in-depth with my filming. And to be honest, I'm terrible at it. I just try to have a GoPro set up on my head, and it's not coming out right. Honestly, in the future, maybe I'll have somebody that can help me with filming, but right now, I'm just going to focus on the task at hand, which is, you know, obviously removing this LS, and then, you know, updating you guys as best I can. But, yeah, radiator hose is out. I'm about to remove the heater hose, and I might work my way back down and get the exhaust here shortly. Okay, so I got the AC lines out. There wasn't a charge, so that's a problem, but there was a ton of dye, which means that there's been a leak, which means that's something else I got to figure out. Honestly, it's possible it was one of these ports here. But okay, cool. So AC lines out of the way. I'm gonna start working on getting the wiring harness undone, and then I'm gonna crawl under here and see if I can get these manifold bolts out. See, man, the frame looks great right here, and then you move right here and it doesn't. Luckily, some of this stuff seems kind of superficial, but I think I'm gonna try and clean that up. But yeah, so, gosh, I'm so happy to take this engine out because it looks freaking awful. Like, zero maintenance ever. Fuel lines, to get them off, you gotta get a set of these. Any parts store should have them. All right, so I just kind of was debating whether or not I could pull the engine with the harness on it, or if I should take the engine harness off the engine and move it to the side and leave it in the truck. So I think I'm gonna go with the latter. I think I'm gonna just unclip everything from the engine and move this over. This O2 sensor wiring that goes down there, and then down there. I don't feel like dealing with that. So yeah, I'm gonna leave everything in the truck. So I'm sitting here and I realize, you know, it'd probably be a lot better if I pull this intake off, just because it's not gonna clear the cowl. So this might be a requirement, I don't know. All right, so I pulled the fuel rails out, undid these intake bolts, and I busted out these, it's heated throttle body coolant lines. The wiring harness is unhooked from everything on the intake. This thing is, I don't know what that, purge solenoid? Yeah, this is like evap line. So yeah, I'm gonna remove the intake now. Oh my gosh, this is bad, guys. I'm totally okay with this engine being completely blown up because I don't want anything from this thing. Whoa, I just realized actually. Look at these rockers and then look at these ones. Coloring wise, this head might have been replaced at some point. Or maybe the rockers themselves. I don't know. The whole head is... I don't know what to think about that. Maybe it had some trunnion failure or something. Or maybe... I don't know. Either way, this thing's coming out. It's getting thrown as far as I can throw it. Okay, what are we thinking, guys? Is this the original water pump? Because I think it is. Oh my gosh. This thing can just go away. Okay, so yeah, got the power stick. I can't get over how terrible this engine looks. I mean, nobody would want this thing. So yeah, I guess I paid money for this. Anyway, yeah, got the power steering pump off, alternator off, intake off. So now it's starter, exhaust, motor mounts, torque converter bolts. All right, guys, so everything up here is pretty much done. So now we got to get under there, undo the exhaust, get the starter out, do the torque converter bolts, get the bell housing bolts, the motor mounts, and the engine's coming out. All right, so the good news is it looks like this whole Y pipe with the CATS has been replaced because those are not factory mandrel bends. Looks like some crap. But anyway, that's good news because it looks like these, where is it? There, manifold, or the manifold bolts look like they'll just come right out. So I'm gonna try and get those out now. Ready? Crap, it's hard to film. Oh yeah, that just came right out. There's another. Right out. All right, guys, so I got the exhaust bolts removed. So the Y pipe is just chilling there. I got the starter removed. I had to undo the 13 power wire and the 8mm nut for the solenoid. And then, yeah, the two 13 mounting bolts for the starter came out. Then I removed the 10mm bolt for the inspection cover, the dust cover. And I'm gonna get to the torque converter bolts right through here. All right, gang, I got the torque converter bolts out. I got a couple of bell housing bolts out. I actually ended up taking out the fender liner because I'm struggling to get to a couple of the bell housing bolts. Everything is super tight. So what I'm gonna do is just zap out this manifold real quick through the wheel well, and then it'll grant me better access to getting the bell housing bolts on this side. And then after that, I just gotta get the motor mounts, and this thing's coming out. So I'm gonna lower this truck off the jack stands, open the garage door, push it back, and then I'm gonna grab the engine crane, bring it over here, and try and pull the motor out the top here. Yeah, this thing is, let's see. Yeah, it's about to come out. All right, cool, let's do it. All right, guys, yeah, this is not the right way to do this. Obviously, it would be best if I pulled the core support, the grill out, but to be honest, I'm just being kind of lazy and kind of bites me in the ass. So I might have to unbolt the hood, but yeah, I'm just gonna keep working at it. Okay, guys, this is freaking probably the sketchiest thing I've done, probably ever. But yeah, engine's out, and I'm gonna go put it over there and then go inside. All right, guys, this is how you do it. That's how you pull an engine out in like 5 hours, give or take, after spending the morning with your son and then going to a gender reveal party that was an hour away and then spending 3 hours at that party and then driving an hour back and then coming back and then getting started at around 5 o'clock and then going to Walmart because you forgot lighting and then coming back and starting over again. That's how you do it. So, yeah, it's pretty close to midnight, so I should probably call it here. Man, this thing looks terrible. I think a good pressure wash is in order. All right, awesome. So the truck's back in the garage. I'm pretty much going to call it. So yeah, I guess tomorrow I'm going to try and clean up the engine bay, clean up that engine over there. Maybe clean the frame rails and spray some sort of rust. What do they call it? Rust reformer. I guess aim to get that one back in here as soon as possible. If not tomorrow, soon. All right, back at it. It is Sunday at like 2:30 p.m. I think I'm going to degrease the engine we got from the junkyard, degrease the engine bay, do a little tss, and yeah, no promises, but I might put the motor back in. So, let's go. All right, so here's where we're at. I got a little coat of degreaser just kind of soaking in there. I got a drop cloth down underneath the truck. And then, I'm just going to start going to town on this. And the next time you see it, it should look pretty good. So, degrease everything. Sprayed the frame rails and the battery tray, intake tray with rust reformer. We're going to let that dry. In the meantime, I'm going to move over and start cleaning up the engine. All right, cool. Got... Junkyard motor suspended. I might try and plop it in here. This is gonna be really hard on my own though. I'm kind of worried about the trans. So let's just roll with it. I'm gonna go ahead and try and put this thing in here. So I zip tied the wiring harness up out of the way. Kind of got an open, clear path, and I'm gonna try and put it in the way I took it out. If it doesn't work out, I'm gonna bail on this operation and take the front end off. I'm not a professional. I'm somewhat of, I'm experienced, but I'm more of just an idiot, really. So don't do this. Just, you know what I mean? Have some, some friends with you. But I'm impatient. So, yep, let's go. Okay, going back in. It did clear the hood over the core support. So the oil pan sump is like the biggest hurdle. But we got it through there, and I'm just gonna keep lowering it and guiding it into place. All right, guys, the engine is in. Heck yeah, look at that. Just like that. So yeah, I think I'm done for the evening. It's been a long weekend, and I still have some more stuff to do, obviously, before we can get this thing running. So I am probably just gonna call it quits. But yeah, I mean, this time yesterday, roughly, the other engine was in it. So, I'm pretty cool with that. All right, so as you could probably hear, it's raining and it's cold. So, yeah, I'm really struggling to stay motivated to get this thing running. But honestly, I think we're making good progress. We started this on Saturday evening and it's now Tuesday evening. So, things to do, I got to slap the intake back on, put the cooling system on, power steering pump, alternator, run the wiring, stuff like that. Oh, this was missing an oil pressure sender, and I can't get the one off of the original engine because it's stripped out. So I might have to go pick one up, but I'm really trying to keep this on a budget for right now. I just want to get it running. So, yeah, I'm just going to keep chugging along. Again, I might just kind of speed run putting it back together, not worry so much about filming every aspect of it just because it's pretty boring. Cool. Check back soon. Okay, bye. Oh, yeah, bud. This is pretty clean for a junkyard motor. Not bad at all. So, yeah, we got stuff clicked in. It's pretty much ready for the intake. That's what I'm getting at. All right, well, I got the intake on. I got the little cool hat on. I got the wiring harness clicked in. So, yeah, it's just alternator, power steering, water pump, accessories.
fender liner, cooling system. And this bad Larry's gonna start right up. Super stoked on this, and the more I look at it, the more I think something's missing in this general location, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it'll probably fly together for you guys. You guys are just gonna see. I'm gonna be starting it in a couple minutes, so. All right, so yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure aside from the water pump, which is coming in the mail tomorrow, and the idler and tensioner, this thing can start. So I'm gonna put oil in it, and the other problem is the battery's dead. So surprisingly, I do not own a jump box. I don't know why, but I don't have a jump box. This is the first time I've heard the door chime on this truck. I've never had juice to it. Oh man, battery's like too dead to crank over. So I'm like trying to charge it here real quick. But dude, this truck looks cool. Okay, how about now? Ugh. All right, guys, so I have jumper cables hooked up to it, the battery charger on it. Let's see what happens now, if we got enough juice. Oh, it's running. Oh, hell yeah. Weird though, I don't have any oil pressure. But I don't have any other gauges for that matter. I have no gauges. Okay. It's quiet. The lifter quieted down. All right, so on Saturday, this was a completely thrashed 6-liter, and it is now Thursday. And I work a full-time job, so I'm doing this in spare hours. So anything is possible when you are out of your mind. Let's start it up one more time. I gotta do it before I go to bed. I think it's got a vacuum leak. Man, I couldn't be happier about this. Oh my gosh. Get the SS, boy. I can't wait to do some other stuff to this truck. You know, it's funny, after swapping the Suburban, I kind of missed having a gasser, so. Whew. That was worth it. That was definitely worth it. So tomorrow I'm getting the water pump. I'm getting the idler tensioner. We're gonna put a belt on it. We're gonna fill it with coolant. That way we can idle it for an extended period of time. Put some trans fluid in it because I definitely lost some, and go drive it. Cool. I guess next time you guys will see this, I'll be backing it out of the garage and we'll go for a drive. All right, cool. So finally got tensioner on, thermostat, everything's ready to go. I ripped the boot for the intake, so we're not gonna have a MAF right now, but I just wanna start it and back it out and check for leaks and let it get up to temp. So I'm gonna do that. All right, so I have no explanation for why the gauge cluster suddenly works, but it's good news. We got good oil pressure. Voltage looks good. Man, now this truck does have an absolute shit ton of miles on it. So that's fun, but at least the engine has under or over 100,000 less than that. Sweet, let's back it out. Oh, it runs so well. I'm so impressed. All right, gang, here we are, first drive. Will it shift in a second? Maybe. I hope so. Come on. There we go. Okay, we got second gear. Ooh, it's stalled. I need a MAF. Let's put it in neutral. Start it back up. Man, no MAF. Put it back in drive. Overall thoughts? Just cruising around. Runs great. needs some dialing in. It needs the cobwebs blown off of it, that's for sure. I'm excited to go ahead and do what I'm going to do with this truck. I have a lot planned. Maybe some body work, tutorials, some fabrication stuff. We're going to go ahead and put a turbo on this thing, I think. That's what I've landed on. Man, this engine for a junkyard motor runs so great. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. I mean, this is just kind of me in my garage doing what I enjoy. Making stuff work, changing things around, buying stuff for cheap. This is what I live for. All right, runs pretty good. Way slower than the Suburban. Let's make this thing fast. All right, guys, that officially wraps up the Silverado SS build, episode 1. If you can believe it, in this episode, we found out that this truck was completely destroyed. We moseyed over to the junkyard and plucked a rather nice 6-liter out of an Escalade. Then we brought it back home. We got this thing running again, and we took it around the block. I couldn't be happier with how this is turning out. In the next episode, I'm thinking about doing a full paint correction to, kind of revive the finish of the truck. And then after that, I'm thinking the turbo build begins. We'll do a little bit of fabrication, a little bit of specking out some higher horsepower type stuff. Who knows? This truck is kind of an open canvas. I'm open to all of your suggestions. I'm just excited to share the progress with you guys and, think of it as a truck we're building together. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you at the next one.